Hi guys, welcome back to the build series with me, with Dan. Today we're going to be fabricating the seat. Yes, it's already done here, but that's because I record my intros and my outros at the exact same time. First of all, I'm going to say I didn't look for a sponsor for this video because people were like, hey, take a break from the sponsorships, and so I was like, okay, that's no big deal, I'll take a break from the sponsorships. Today's going to be a little bit different style of a video because I wanted to take a second back. I realized that I don't do very much smaller details of what I'm doing. I don't really kind of go into why I'm doing it. So today there's going to be some talking mixed with building while I'm doing that, and a little bit more focus on what I'm doing because I really wanted to show how I fabricated this. I'm super proud of it, and it turns out it works out pretty darn good. So in this episode, we fabricate the seat, figure out how we do the mounts. I burn the fuck out of my hand, and yeah. Also, I want to mention why Jax hasn't been in the garage with me. I know a lot of people like my dog, and they're like, where's Jax? I've been doing a lot of drilling, cutting, all that type of stuff that, you know, that comes with fabrication. And there's metal shavings everywhere. I don't want him to step on a metal shaving and get his paw cut or infected or anything like that. So I've kept him out. I've caught a bunch of metal shavings in my hands and in my feet just by working in the garage. So the last thing I want to do is do that to my dog. So that's why he hasn't been in the videos, in the garage anyway, because there's a lot of cutting and grinding and welding, and I don't want to expose him to that, especially since it's loud too. So anyway, let's get started. I'd like to spend a little bit more time actually showing details in which I'm building stuff rather than just doing a time lapse. I want to show you guys a little bit more detail. So I'm going to take off this back wheel and kind of get an idea of where I can put the bar that goes across, where the closest I can put it at is. So it looks like I don't really want to go much farther than where this is at, so I'll put a little marky mark in the funky bunch right there. What I did was I decided that I'm going to use these springs. These are actually BMX suspension. They can hold up to 1,200 pounds. That's what they're tested for anyway. So I figured two of them, which I have, put one over here, and that way there's not enough flex for it to hit the seat, but it'll still provide a little bit of flex for seat cushioning things. Put two brackets on here, like so, have it hover like that. Which means that I need to create something for the seat as well. 2 inches. I'll do the eye about 2 inches up from the bar, so I need brackets that are about 2 inches tall, which can be easily achieved, I hope. We'll find out. And this is where another idea comes into place. So this is the idea that I have. I'm basically going to use this hole saw that I have to help me make this mount. So what I'm going to do, kind of make an outline of where this needs to be cut. I'm going to do that. So hopefully I can just use this hole saw tool, and I've got no idea why this wouldn't work, which is usually the ideas that go the worst. I'll use the hole saw tool to drill through here, create 2 inches of bracket, then cut it. Should be pretty simple, right? We'll find out. I don't like Dremels. Real talk, I hate Dremels because every time that I've ever used a Dremel, they've been pieces of crap, especially Dremel brand Dremels, and I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me because Dremel's like HNIC when it comes to Dremels, but I needed something to clean this out and the Dremel seems to work best here, so that's what I've been doing. That edge was so sharp it just cut through my little sander wheel. Oh God, see how perfect that is? It just sits in there so unbelievably perfect. These hole saw tools are perfect for stuff like this. Ugh. And I've been doing a hole that's 1.5 inches from the top, so just do a little marky mark in the funky bunch right there so I know where the drill goes. Then bring over the drill press. Should really wipe this down, to be honest. There's metal shavings everywhere. And probably should move this explosive container somewhere else. Come in here with the leaf blower here in a little bit and blow this all out. Now, if you're wondering what hole saw bits I'm just using some metal cobalt hole saws for metal, and they work great so far. I love drill presses, man. I can't believe I waited so long to get one of these. So now I'm gonna cut this off in another bracket and then do this like 4 more times, or 2 more times. And boom, fresh cut. Time to do it all over again with the hole saws. Cut, repeat. Once I get them all nice and cut, and I will take a grinder to them, smooth them out a little bit around the corners, tack them in place, and then create a mount for the actual seat itself. Clamp her down, wet her down, and you know the drill by now. Get it? Know the drill? If you haven't subscribed, you gotta subscribe for that one right there. Jesus Christ, people. As much as I hate to say it, this little Dremel has come in handy quite a few times. Maybe it's not as bad of a product as I made it out to be. Look at that. It doesn't get much better than this right here. How do I stop it from doing this shit right here? Seriously, does anybody have an idea how to keep it from hairing up like this? Comment below. Now what I'm about to do is I'm just gonna make another base plate for the seat. So we've got about 6 1/4 inches between the eye to eye of these. So 6 3/4. If we drill holes at 6 3/4 between the two, we should be straight. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is basically the bracket that I've developed for this. Looks significantly better than the one I was gonna make. And then once I round out the corners, it'll be a little bit cleaner too, but shit, yeah, dude. So now what I need to do is I need to fasten some brackets up here. And that way it'll have the seat basically fixed completely. And then I can let it rest and it'll be done. All right. Basically what I'm gonna do, take about a 3.5 inch piece here. Let's see, we'll do 2 3.5 pieces. This is 1 inch, so we'll drill our hole about yay-ish. So we will drill a hole, cut here, and do the exact same thing here as well, and that should be really simple. Actually, I'm gonna scrap that idea because I happen to have this lying around. This was actually a piece to an old project I was working on that I never needed this. So what I'm gonna do is basically just chop these off and weld it around to the tube like this. It's perfect shape. It'll weld just right in place. So I'll have this here and I don't need brackets. So couldn't get any luckier than this. Nice. That's how the seat is mounted. That's kick-ass. All right, so what does this leave us? What do I need to do now? I need to pull this all apart, finish up the welds real quick, won't take very long, and then put it all back together. So I forgot there's these little plastic pieces in between these. There's like little spacers, and I may have melted the absolute living shit out of them. So, whoopsie. Alright, so now I'm just going to smooth out these edges a little bit, round them off, make them look a little bit more presentable. I have an angle grinder with a sander wheel. This has come in handy more than one time, and honestly this sander wheel probably needs to be retired, but I'm just gonna still use it. Still gonna send it. And now I'm just gonna hit it with some 80 grit on the sander wheel. Kind of smooth things out even a little bit more. I didn't feel like going super crazy. It's hard to get really consistent angles and contours with the sander wheel just because it's like so aggressive. So I figured with a little sander pad right here on the sander, say sander one more time, and that should just even out these little corners now that I've nicked them. We have some nice beveled edges. Nice and smooth. The plate looks quality. Couldn't be happy with that. And then just slips on like so. So now I need to finish welding this little bracket in place. man, just burnt my hand touching the spot where I just welded, which is dumb. Right? Oh man, that hurts like a bitch. Oh dude, my song just came on. Alexa, volume 8. So we fabricated the seat. I wanted to do kind of more of like a mini episode with this episode and kind of focus on one thing. I haven't really done a whole lot of that. I've been doing like a very, not a speed run, but I've been cutting out a lot of the minor details that kind of go into making a bike, or at least what I found out anyway. So I wanted to focus on the design of the seat a little bit more because it was a cool idea that I had. I'd seen it online and I wanted to do it. And it ended up being not super hard, but there were a couple of finicky things that I had to keep in mind. What's really good about these little BMX suspension is that they're good for 1,200 pounds each, means that they don't have a whole lot of compression, but they still have just a little bit of play, and they're adjustable. So if I want a little bit softer of a ride, I can always spin these things up, and it gives the spring a little bit more play, less compression. Next episode, what we're gonna be doing is cutting off the kickstand off the old motorcycle, or I might just buy a weld-on one. But I need to set the angle of the kickstand. I might just wait to order a new one. That's probably what I should do. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have at least a few factory parts from the original frame, like the kickstand. Doesn't really matter. So we'll do the kickstand. So I'm probably gonna be taking the sprocket to a machinist to have him sand down or machine down that excess lip that keeps me from aligning the sprocket correctly. And that was a recommendation by a few people. Somebody said that it might throw the sprocket off and it'd throw the chain off, which can't happen because the sprocket has spindles in it that keep it locked in its exact position. It doesn't have any room to flex left or right. And then it locks down really, really tight. I mean, that doesn't mean that the weight wouldn't still be the same, and it might throw some nasty vibrations though, because it's throwing around a specific point. Well, originally what I was gonna do is let it just sit on a belt sander for like 20 minutes and hope that it flattened it down, but I figured that this might be the best bet, just to do, you know, one thing right. In the next upcoming episode, we'll throw the sprocket on, get the chain all nice and lined up. We'll weld the spacers in place for the rear axle so it doesn't have any room to adjust. And then we'll weld on the kickstand, and then all I gotta do is run the tubing and the electricity. I'm gonna put the battery here. A lot of people are wondering where the battery's gonna go, and I put enough room down here for a battery box. So that's where the battery's gonna go. And, or maybe on this side, I think, well, no, it might hit the chain. I don't know. Either way, I've got room for a battery one way or another. Maybe even be able to fit it in here. Excuse me, B. I'm trying to do a YouTube video. I know you want to be on the internet. Can you not? So that being said, I keep saying this, but we're just, you know, a few steps away. The next episode, I'll probably do the sprocket, chain, kickstand, all that in one go. So the next episode's probably going to be the last episode of assembling it, and then I'll do a ride with it unpainted, with it all kind of like rusty and natural metal. Just a ride around the block maybe, make sure everything feels good, and then I'll go take it for powder coat, and that'll be that. Then she'll be done, and hopefully we can do some cool videos. I got a good idea for a reveal video. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I don't want anyone to forget this, but you can get 10% off of all Heatwave Visual sunglasses using the coupon code DoItWithDan. Don't forget, not just sunglasses either. You can also get it off hats, shirts, hoodies, all that other good stuff. They're an apparel company. They have a lot of cool stuff other than just sunglasses, and they've got more than just this type of style. So go check it out and stuff. If you use the coupon code DoItWithDan, you get 10% off of all items, stuff like that. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.